What's going on, everybody? It's October, and it's actually the beginning of October, and not the middle of October, which is when I would usually be sending these reports at the middle of the month. So I'm ahead of schedule. This is a great thing. Anyways, let's get right to it, shall we? So what's been happening in the market here? September was actually a pretty busy month for me, and despite the changes that we're seeing with interest rates climbing and the typical demand starting to fall a little bit because of the seasonal, changes. People are already in school, all this kind of stuff. Nevertheless, I'm still managing to sell a lot of properties, which is good for our sellers. And it's good for our market as well. So we're still technically in a seller's market. Overall, we have, if you take all of the inventory that we have and we divide that by the number of homes that sold in September, which was 1,900 total, and this is just for Calgary, we end up with 2.34 months of inventory. Now, I always say it's about 2.5 to 3 months of inventory is more indicative of a balanced market. So this still actually indicates we're in a seller's market, although my take on it is this. If you are selling your property, you really got to clean it up. You really got to declutter. You got to make it look like the best one in your whole community. And you're going to be able to see all those homes that are in your community that are actively for sale. So take a look at them, see how you can make yours better. And sometimes the only way you can do that is by giving it an attractive price. But if you get all those things right, there's still chances that you're going to get more than one buyer interested at the same time. On that note, let's take a quick look at the Hotometer.
Not only have we seen a decline in the number of showings from a height of 4,107 sales in Calgary in March of this year and all the way down to September, which was 1,900 sales, but we've also seen a decline in the number of homes that have been sold for the full asking price or higher than that. Our height of that was 64.2% in February of this year, and that has slowly declined down here to where we are in September at 20.3%. Let's keep in mind that this is still well above the average.
As I mentioned, we had 1,900 sales in September. Let's compare that with the 2,135 sales that we saw in August. It's a 235 homes difference. It's down, yeah. Again, a lot of people wanted to buy their homes in August before school season started. Our benchmark prices, those are continuing to fall as well. If we look at the total residential benchmark average, that was 531,800 back in August, and for September that ended up being 527,400. Not a major decline. That's less than 1% by my calculation. Let's break it down a little bit further into the property types, because there is another story happening here. And the story is that the row homes like townhomes and apartments, those are definitely doing better than they have been in the past. Like, especially if you compare year over year, for example, apartments, we have 23% more sales in September than we did the year prior. We have a little bit less than August, but that's going to be the story of all property types pretty much. Row homes, townhomes, this is, we're up about 3% over last year, but then we go back to the bread and butter, the one that really seems to get all the attention, and that's detached homes. We're down 23% year over year with 971 sales in September. Compare that also with 1,066 in August. As I mentioned, all property types are going to have a bit of a decline when you go from August to September. On the flip side, there's some good stories with our inventory, because what we don't want to see happen, what could really make things start to tank and prices to fall and everybody's precious home values to start declining, would be if we had this big influx of inventory hitting the market, because the more product that's out there, the more there is to select from for buyers. Buyers get to be more picky, and sellers going to have to drop their price in order to get their home sold first. So anyways, detached homes, we're sitting at 1,381 new listings for September. That's 12% less than the year before. And actually in August, there was 1,480, so we're down from August as well. Same story for semi-detached. We're 20% down year over year. Townhomes, we are 4% down year over year. And same for apartments, 4% down. For apartments, we are sitting at 2.82 months of inventory, kind of getting into that balanced market area. But let's compare that to last year in September 21, when we had 4.72 months of inventory. So obviously, apartments doing much better than we were a year prior. We're down in sales. If you compare total residential sales year over year, we're down 11.9%, but total price, we're still up about 10.7%, and that varies depending on which sector we're talking about. Detached homes, we're up 10.5% year over year. On the other side, apartments, we're up 19.5% year over year, and so that's doing pretty good overall. Even though prices are starting to slip, starting to lose a little bit of their appreciation that we saw earlier this spring, that's okay. Remember, we're still up from a year ago. Let's connect again at the beginning of November, see what's going on, see if there's any bad reaction to the inevitable increase of the Bank of Canada interest rates. Until then, see you later.